Chapter 2, Mishnah 1. We learned in Chapter 1, Mishnah 5, that when a person plans to bring his produce home from the field, even if it is completely processed, it can still be eaten as a snack until he brings it into his house. Based on this, the Mishnah teaches a law about an Aretz who is passing through the street and giving out figs as a gift. An Aretz is someone who has not learned in Torah. Such people were often not careful about Maasros. The sages therefore decreed that someone who receives produce from an Aretz must separate Maasros from it before he eats it. This decree applies only to produce that was brought into the house, which became fully obligated in Maasros. However, before he brought it into the house, when it was not the custom for anyone to separate Maasros from his produce, the produce of an Aretz is no different from that of anyone else. It may be eaten as a snack, but not as a regular meal. The Mishnah now teaches when we may assume that an Aretz's produce has not yet come into the house and is permitted for snacking. We now turn to the words of the Mishnah. If an Aretz was passing through the market with a basket of figs, and he said to people, "Take some of my figs for yourself as a gift," they may eat those figs as a snack and are exempt from separating Maasros first. We assume that the Aretz was coming from the field with his figs and had not yet brought them home. For this reason, they may be eaten as a snack without separating Maasros. Therefore, if they, the people who accepted the gift, brought those figs to their own homes instead of snacking on them in the market, they must separate Maasros for them as definite tevel and not just as demai. A case where we assume that an Aretz's produce did come into his house and is therefore not permitted for snacking. If an Aretz offered them figs and said, "Take these figs and bring them to your homes," they may not eat them as a snack without separating Maasros. By telling them to eat the figs at home, he's in effect saying that he already separated Maasros from them. This implies that he already brought them home. Since we do not trust him about separating Maasros, the figs cannot be eaten at all until we separate Maasros from them, the same as any other produce received from an Aretz. Therefore, if they brought those figs to their homes, they separate Maasros from them only as demai and not as tevel.